Hey again, I want to talk about this Mikuni air cleaner, intake manifold, and breather mounting kit for your Harley Big Twin. Mine is an Evo, so I've got the KHS 020 breather kit for the 1340 Evo. Comes with all these piece parts, the banjo fittings for the breather, and hoses and connectors and some O-rings, and then the mounting brackets. And I got the Mikuni air filter separately, and just wanted to point out a couple of things on that, and also on the Mikuni intake. So we'll get to that in a second. But first of all, on the air cleaner, you do want to watch out when you get this thing. And it does say it's manufactured by K&N, but as you can see, the rubber on this is overmolded, and pretty much all the K&Ns have this, to overmolded on their filter element. All of that looks pretty nice and clean. The filter element is in good condition. But what I noticed when I got this, one of these holes was kind of open, the other one was closed, and I had to kind of cut these out a bit to put the fittings in there for the breather hoses. And on the other side of this hole, it does not go all the way through. I had to poke those out, and I was in there with a Sharpie knife, trying to poke those all the way through. So as you can see, I probably have to clean that up a little bit more, but I will get that through there. The other thing was the bolts to mount the brackets. They are covered with the overmolding when you get it, and you can just take that off. It's just like a I don't know, it's part of the overmolding, but they did leave a bunch of material at the bottom. And with this kit, it talks about the backing plate here, and it is actually not in the kit. Now, I bought this separately from the air cleaner, but what I want to point out is when you put this backing plate on there, it should really be flush with the surface of the filter, and with all that extra material on there, it would not be flush. So I did trim that. I do not have the backing plates, so basically I'm probably going to end up putting like a fender washer or something behind this thing, and that should be sufficient. But obviously this thing bolts on here. You put these guys through here with the O-rings, and then the banjo fittings for the breather on the heads. So just wanted to point that out about the filter itself. Just kind of watch out when you get this thing. Make sure you get your holes through there if you are going to use those breathers, and might take a little bit of cleanup also on the base of the threads of this screw. So moving on to the intake, I found this a little interesting, and this is nothing against Mikuni. I mean, I love Mikuni stuff. I've had a couple of their flat slide carburetors, and that's the kind of setup I'm trying to put on my bike right now. But if you look at this this intake, there is a lot of casting material that's still left on there. Looks like they do some cleanup and machining, obviously, on where it mates to the heads, but I just kind of find this a little bit sloppy, I guess, and I'm probably going to end up doing a little cleanup on this. I'll probably get like a die grinder or some sanding discs or something to put down in there and clean that up a little bit. That could, well, I doubt if it's left there intentionally, but for this stuff, I don't think you want a smooth polish, but at the same time, this kind of casting mark is going to inhibit the air and fuel flow, when it's going into your heads. And I am probably going to end up cleaning this thing up a little bit. So anyway, just a few tips if you're installing Mikuni intake and air cleaner system on your big twin. Thanks for watching.